You are welcome to Nana's Tarot and Oracles. I am the Nana, and Nana loves you. You have a home here for comfort and contemplation, hope and inspiration, rest, renewal, and relaxation. Your readings will empower you to use your intuition to help you towards a better life. All readings are dedicated to truth and light, but cannot take the place of professional services of any kind. Readings are general for the collective, and if they do not sound right for you, they might not be right for you today. Try another day. If you like what you're hearing, please select the like button below and subscribe. It's free with all notifications. Share with your friends or family. If you have a question or comment, I will try to answer it below. You are important to Nana, and I am always grateful to have the opportunity to speak with you again. Today is March the 10th, and it is Mother's Day. It is a very special day, and a special day for us to remember the divine feminine. We have a lot going on in astrology today. I have the overview from Molly McCord from her excellent YouTube page, her graphic for the month of May. We have gotten past this point now, and we are approaching the new moon, but note that she says for all of May, with Chiron and Aries, the final stages of healing identity, wounds, and trauma. And so it is important for us to remember that we are all working on our healing this month. And I have some notes here that I have taken from various sources. In particular, for today, I saw a presentation that talked about how we have been having a lot of the moon being void, which tends to be a sort of time when the moon is not in a particular position, and it tends to be a time to reconsider and think about things. And our moon just shifted into Pisces, and they noted that this is a time for psychic downloads and vision seeding, looking forward to our new moon coming up on the 16th. That also there is some friction between Jupiter and the North Node of Destiny, and then later today that there will be some Sun-Jupiter interaction that will be conducive to manifestation. Now, coming up on the 14th, we have Tanya Gabrielle Wealth, astro-numerologist on YouTube, talks about the Sun conjunct Mercury, which is also known as Mercury Cazimi. And Astrology by Lauren refers to this as the superior conjunction of Mercury and the Sun, and talks about how it basically represents in a time of change and turbulence, that it represents hope, that we have hope in the possibility, the hope of tomorrow, belief that there are always going to be better times ahead, and that we're in rare times where all of the major outer planets have recently changed signs, and we're trying to find our footing. We may be getting some help today with these psychic downloads. On May the 14th, Mercury's conjunct with the sun should help to clear our thinking and our communication. And then we're also going to have, as this progresses to the new moon, then we will have the sun and the moon conjunct Mercury. So this, and then she points out, Tanya Gabrielle points out that there is a Venus sextile Mars and Chiron that begins on the 17th, that leads to love and healing and to increased confidence, and that we will have Mercury conjunct Uranus on the 17th, which is going to give us a ton of very innovative new ideas. Now, regarding the new moon itself, it is a super new moon in Taurus. And I wanted to show, I got a lovely poster of a lunar calendar as a gift from someone very near and dear to me. And this portion up here shows where we are now and shows the super new moon. We have all kinds of information, the numerical calendar. We have some chakra associations in the center. We have some explanations of these planets and astrology down here. This is all by someone named Julie Wilder, who can be reached at www.spiralspectrum.com. Just a lovely piece, and I have been enjoying using it to look at these things in the big picture. But one thing that Tanaz on foreverconscious.com talks about is that this new moon is aligned with Algol. That's A-L-G-O-L. Algol is an astrological fixed star, although it is a blinking star, because apparently it is a binary star system that eclipses itself every couple of days. But Algol is active in the sky between May 16th and 18th. Now, Algol is considered to be somewhat ominous because it represents, it's in the constellation of Perseus. And if you are familiar with Greek mythology, Perseus, among other things, killed Medusa, who was a gorgon with snakes instead of hair, and who had a gaze that turned people to stone. Algol represents Medusa in the constellation of Perseus, and she says, and this is a quote from her newsletter, Medusa is a powerful symbol of magic, transformation, and feminine power. While she is a monster, her hair of snakes wards off evil and enhances her psychic abilities. The blood that dripped off her decapitated head was said to birth new life and was linked to the magic of the menstrual cycle. So this is another aspect of the divine feminine. And we must understand that many aspects of the divine feminine have been suppressed in our largely patriarchal system and history. In addition to that, there is a YouTube site called Numerology Nook I have been enjoying. She mentions that this month, the month of May, features the 13-4 energy, which is the energy of tearing down what isn't working and rebuilding something better, of karmic debt. And the numbers themselves, 13 is the number of the divine feminine, It is a number of transformation and rebirth, and it converts to 4, which is the number of stability and foundation. I find all of that very interesting. On May the 19th also, we will have Mercury-Neptune interaction that will refer us back to the psychic insights that we are getting today. We are encouraged today to use some form of divination. That's what we're here for today. And this all culminates in the full blue moon in Sagittarius. Now, we have already referred to, and I have mentioned in the last 2 readings, the Sun conjunct Chiron also at the new moon. And Chiron in Greek mythology was a centaur who had been wounded in a way to where the wound would not heal. And as a result of having a wound that could not heal, he became a great healer. So he is known as the wounded healer. And the entire lunar cycle carries that undertone. So we again are in times where we really need to have some focus on healing, and I intend to record again on the day of the new moon and to start a series of energy healing videos. The summary of this is on May the 10th, which is today, we are being initiated through these psychic downloads with the moon into Pisces. On May the 16th, we have the new super full moon in Taurus that grounds our visions. On May 17th, we are going to be able to shatter our limitations with all of the new ideas we get by virtue of the conjunction with Uranus and Mercury. And May the 31st, we should be crowned in our truth. So this should be a very interesting half of the month. Let's begin with a card from the Inner Temple Oracle. You know, this card wants to come out. This is the Chamber of Soul Contracts. And that certainly sounds like something that we will be looking at as this evolves. When you consider this numerology of karmic debt, I would say that soul contract certainly would fit into that area. Let's see what we have in the booklet. Here is the text, if you prefer to read it for yourself. This is the Chamber of Soul Contracts. Appears as a confirmation that what you're currently experiencing or being called to experience is part of your soul's plan. What are you being called to do, and what support do you need? Call it in, call it in, call it in. It's a mistake to believe that you're here on your own, that answering the call you feel in your heart is solely up to you. You being here matters to those who came here to walk alongside you. Your presence lights up the way for them, and their presence lights up the way for you. We each hold a thread for the healing of humanity. We didn't come here alone. We came here as weavers, each to play our part and embody our soul in our own unique way. There are helpful people who are here to support you on your journey. Maybe you already know them by name, or perhaps it's time for you to call them in more fully, to make them feel appreciated, named, and known. These are souls who are here to assist you on behalf of humanity, For the more deeply you step onto your soul's truest path, the more deeply others will be able to do the same. If there's something you're called to do, there's a team of people who are here to help you do it. So it's not entirely on us. And I certainly think that that is a message that might be relevant to the trends we are seeing atmospherically. And now let's have a talisman oracle card. All cards were thoroughly shuffled prior to the reading. Our talisman oracle card today is Union. And Union has the two rhinoceroses on it, one light colored, one dark colored, and it has a sort of yin-yang looking symbol here. It has the sacred geometry embedded in it. This strikes me as going along with the message that we aren't alone, we have help for our mission. That's interesting. The first page I opened it to was Karmic Justice. Here is the text for Union, and there is the sacred geometry to help trigger in your subconscious mind what you need to think about related to these issues. In a reading, this card represents unity, wholeness, and fulfillment. Harmony can arise from forces that can be seen as opposite, yet they are interconnected, and they work to complement each other. This card can represent friendship, teamwork, or partnership. It's not essential to master every talent, skill, or knowledge, because our unity with like-minded people can bring the best end results. This card teaches us to trust others in their area of expertise. The heavy weight of responsibility can be divided, and the celebration of success is much sweeter when it's shared. As a talisman power, it says use this card to strengthen the bond in a friendship or partnership. The rhinos sometimes live in solitude. They form crashes. That's what they call a group of rhinoceroses, that are crucial to the group's survival and beneficial to the individual members. Channel the union's strength and energy created by envisioning holding hands with your team or standing stronger together as an indestructible crash. Your affirmation today: we are stronger together. Amen to that. Now, let's have a significator card from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Our significator card today is the Two of Cups. And we had some discussion about this card at the last reading, because, again, if you look here at the staff hovering over them, it looks like the staff of Aesculapius, which is a universal symbol for healing. Twos are the number of choice, of duality. And water is the sign of feelings and emotions. The water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Perhaps you are one of those signs, or someone you're thinking of is one of those signs. And I would say again that this could be a card of people cooperating in a mission of healing, along with our Union card. Now, the base of the deck is a card that has a little bit of a sus reputation. Maybe that goes along with our discussion today about Algol and Medusa. But the Seven of Swords is typically considered to be a card of someone being sneaky, someone stealing, someone being dishonest. On the other hand, swords are the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and they are the signs of intellect and thinking and communication. And one interpretation for the Seven of Swords is that this is someone who is being thoughtful and maybe not entirely upfront, but thoughtful and having a strategy to obtain advantage for themselves. That's not a bad thing. Sevens are a transitional number, are a number, interestingly enough, of mysticism and contemplation, but can also be a number of defense, if you think about the Seven of Wands, or of assessment as the Seven of Pentacles. So think about that. And considering the divine feminine aspect, we will have clarifier from the Triple Goddess deck. Our clarifier. This is number 15. Number 15 is in the Rider-Waite-Smith card, or in the Tarot Major Arcana, the Devil card. Now, this interpretation of it, excuse me, the devil got into my throat there. This interpretation of it shows an elder woman, and she is walking away from a house. She's walking away from this red scarf. And so it is somewhat difficult for me to understand how this relates to the traditional interpretation of the devil, which is a card of obsession and oppression. But there it is. Let's see what we get for a clarifier. For a clarifier, we get the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles comes to serve, but not in a hurry. Pentacles are the earth signs. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and Pentacles relate to money, material possessions, health and the body, and to being rooted in the earth. And the card underneath that is the Two of Wands. The Wands are the fire signs, and the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The Two of Wands is considered to be a card of visionaries. I find it interesting that we are sort of bracketed here by the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands. And again, that we had some discussion about twos being the number of duality and of choice. The Two of Wands is considered to be the card of a visionary. You also get a sense of this person coming through a gate, a portal. And we are certainly in a time of doing that now. One of the things that some of the astrologers I've been reading and listening suggested was that this is a time for us to slow down and clarify. So think about that. Let's have a rune. And our rune for today is Pisces. It's interesting because I just talked about this looking like a gateway or a portal. Pisces is opening, light, understanding. And that certainly looks like light and understanding. Perhaps this is, we have healing, we have strategizing, we have walking away from obsession and oppression, we have making steady progress towards health and wealth, and we have vision. This all looks like good imagery to me. What do you think? Let's have a hexagram from the I Ching, the Book of Changes. Our hexagram for today is number 57. Let's see what Benabel Wynn has to say about that. Number 57 is the hexagram of use gentle force. And the oracle says, the power you exert must be a gentle force. The wind is powerful because time is its power. The wind uses time to accomplish all endeavors. So you too, like the wind, must use time to accomplish your endeavor. Be the unseen influence. The magus casts a spell that will produce an unseen influence. Whether the warrior advances or retreats, both decisions will bode well so long as the decision is made with conviction. One must delve below the surface, perhaps into the unconscious mind, to understand the situation at hand. Do not change paths time and time again. Open your heart mind to heaven. You'll be led to the right course of action. Take that path, step by step, the same path, time and time again. The wind is favorable. Small gains to be had. That seems to be a fitting end to our reading today. Thank you for tuning in to Nana's Tarot and Oracles today. You make Nana's day. Nana loves you and hopes you leave a question or a comment below. Press the like button, subscribe. It's free with all notifications. We will see you again soon, possibly midweek, but certainly on the day of the new moon. In peace and love. Thank you.